Day two of the NFL draft is over, and the Seattle Seahawks got their 2 picks that they wanted, and then they swapped out for a third with the Denver Broncos. Yes, the Denver Broncos, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But right now, let's go to the 2 picks that they had. The first pick they used in the second round, they selected 6'3", 256-pounder edge Derrick Hall. This guy's from Auburn, and he is a load. He's explosive, long arms, he's got that motor, and he can set the edge. Now, if you're asking, well, why didn't he go in the first round? I think that, he's got some things to learn in terms of the techniques and, how do you get around big offensive linemen in the NFL. So he's raw, he's talented, he was all SEC, and he was the captain, of Auburn. And obviously Auburn plays in the top conference. So they got a good player, upside potential, and kind of what they needed in terms of an edge rusher. If you're kind of someone that he plays similar to on the Seahawks roster is Bowen Mafe. That's the kind of player that he is, and and you saw Mafe as he came on as the season went. And the other pick, I really like this one, that the Seahawks, they picked Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. He's a 6', 214 running back, versatile. He can get around the edge. He's got soft hands so he can catch, and he's also has the ability to go between the tackles. And this is something that the Seahawks, Pete, have been looking for and finally got it in terms of 1-2 running back punch. Well, obviously with Kenneth Walker, will he supplant Kenneth Walker? No, obviously not. But the 1-2 punch is something that Pete had been trying to find ever since he had Chris Carson and then Rashard Penny, but that never materialized because of the injuries to Rashard Penny and I guess you say Chris Carson as well. So here is Pete Carroll and John Schneider talking about their draft picks.
So great day. We drafted 2 grown men today, huge competitors, excellent human beings, alpha dog guys, leaders. Derrick and Charbonnet are just really, really impressive people. You guys are gonna find them both really impressive. Pass rush, attitude with Derrick, motor, hustle. Charbonnet, just toughness, effort, maturity with both these guys. I mean, it's just it's really exciting to add the toughness to this group. I'm sorry. So with that, we'll open it up.
And then trading and getting I guess.
Yeah, we had a goal going into this thing, to try to get into next year a little bit, next year's draft. Throughout the process, we had a couple upsets in there, meaning that we had some guys go right, that we were interested in. Happens, especially early in the draft. So we felt real blessed to be able to get into a deal with Denver and acquire that 3rd round pick. Yeah, next year's class is supposed to be really good. Yep.
What do you like about
Not
Zach?
slighting this year's class, just saying.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a common theme, like everybody knows it.
Yeah. What do you like about Zach as a runner?
Wow, contact balance, toughness, hands, vision, versatility. I mean, he runs a little, for a guy that runs a little bit upright. I mean, he's got some serious contact balance, and can extend his burst and get downfield. And I mean, he's a tough, rugged dude that he wears people out.
Yeah. Really, Zach is legitimately that. He's going to be right in there with Ken, and it's going to take both guys to get the workload and with help from DJ. I really like the versatility, like what you're talking about here, because he can block and he can catch the ball in the backfield. He's good on the screen game. He makes big plays. He's been the workhorse, and so I think he'll be a great compliment to Kenny. So I got Ken on the phone just to talk to him about that. How much we see him fitting together. So pretty excited about this. Pretty excited about this one.
Derrick had 24 tackles for loss the last 2 years. What have you seen from him as a run defender? Where he fits in the scheme you guys run?
He's stout, penetrator. He really gets off the right. He's really fast. Again, we added another fast guy to play on the edge. That'll show up in particular if you've seen the highlights in his pass rush and how he digs into guys. Speed to power is really his strength, and he pursues the ball really well. He chases it. But probably the why that happens, why you're getting those numbers, is because of the motor that he brings. He's really a constant. He brings it with great energy. Played a ton of plays. I think he played 80-some% of the time last year. You know, so he's a tough-minded kid as well. Going to really be a help for us on teams because he fits right into all of the core areas. He'll be a big guy for us and all that stuff. So
Really impressive pro day.
yeah, terrific.
You know, some of his deficiencies, he really, in his game during the fall, he really showed well to compensate for some of those things at his pro day that you can really say, wow, this guy it's really impressive.
All right, so there you had it from Pete Carroll and John Schneider, just talking about the draft picks they had and today, the two and why, and also, as I said, they moved out of the third round. Denver swapped in, and then the Seahawks will pick in the fourth round. So they switch a third and a fourth with Denver. Denver gets the Seahawks third. They picked, and then the Seahawks go ahead and will pick tomorrow in exchange. And also the Seahawks get the Broncos third round pick in 2024. And it's something that John Schneider talked a little bit about. We asked him, he said, hey, you know what? Next year, no slide on this draft, but next year's another explosive draft. And so, again, you can just kind of see the mentality of the Seahawks in terms of, always trying to get draft capital for this year and next year. It's all part of the psyche and the strategy that goes on, in these day-to-day drafts. So the Seahawks picked two quality, solid character players, and I think they will help. Charbonnet actually could be a third down back. His versatility, and as I said, his ability to run outside and inside could really help the Seahawks along with DJ Dallas. So now you've got a running back room where you got three players. Kenneth Walker's your number one, but in the NFL, you got to have somebody else kind of, take some of the carries so he doesn't take all the pounding. So for the CascadiaSports.net Seahawks draft coverage, I'm Masvidal Mara Ire.